Hi, good morning. Good morning from what is technically the summer in Scotland here. Even Patch is a little bit bemused. We're going this way, Patch? Come, buddy, this way. So happy Monday, and I posted a few videos already today. A new song called Truth Be Told, a meditation message, hi, it's John video. I did a quick video of me running. I was guided to share like short clips when I'm out running, so I bought a little like arm band to take my phone. I didn't really want to. I wanted, like, I enjoy the break of not having my phone around all the time. But you can't use it when you're running, right? I'll just run into things or fall over. So the themes I wanted to talk about today, this message of truth be told, it's fascinating, right? Like in my meditation I was shown beneath the earth, so beneath the earth, these undercurrents of magma flowing, this what felt like currents of a deep ocean really beginning to like kind of churn and with much greater activity and movement. And this feels connected to the sun's actions, the solar activity. And you know, sometimes we would get scared by this, right? We'd say, oh no, is there going to be earthquakes and volcanoes, and are there going to be disasters and things? You know, I don't necessarily feel that there's an escalation in any of those, more that it's bringing awareness of these hidden undercurrents beneath us, and that they have a fire to them, just like the fire within our bellies. And as I was reflecting more on the message after writing a song about it, and then various videos about the theme, I wanted to talk a little bit more about it. And I know many of us, including myself, would love more transparency. Are you done? Just want to patch. More transparency across the world, especially with truth. And what feels really important is, you know, there's all kinds of things, right? Like from politics to crimes to alien, you know, extraterrestrial disclosure. Like there's just so many themes that we'd love to have, to know the truth or more truths about. And it then led me to feeling into, well, what if all truth was revealed? What if all truth across the world was revealed? And then I asked myself, well, John, how would you feel about all your truths being revealed? And it's quite funny because it's a big thing, right? It's like a lot of us hide parts of us, even from ourselves and then from others. And well, you know, some of us lie, like it's a human trait, like we have a word for it, right? I've lied in my past. And even those like softer, or sometimes they're called like white lies or grey areas, you know, things like, come on, Petchy. Things like dimming your light, you know, not speaking your truth, the absence of truth. And I do like to do, you know, come up with these videos and then like give a practical example for me. I think, and it's quite funny because I was thinking, well, I don't really know, because such a huge part of my shadow work is just sharing all the time. I'm always sharing how I'm feeling and my truths and my fears. I guess the only more recent one I can give to that is that, you know, the new camera that I bought, I spent hundreds of pounds on, the new Canon PowerShot. It is wonderful, wonderful, but here I am still using my phone for these videos, which is what I bought it for. But surprisingly, I did have a really magical music video today with a totally different angle, and I just bought a little wired mic for a really cheap one to see if that would help with the sound while walking. But yeah, that was like, my truth was like, I feel, there's feelings in there of guilt and not regrets. I don't really regret these things. But yeah, just some of those feelings that are a bit, you don't always want to make them public, right? Like, I just invested lots of money and now I feel bad about, not using it for the thing I intended it for. Equally, I'm open to exploring new ways of using it. So yeah, perhaps have a think about, a reflection for yourself on what would happen if all your truths were shared with the world. Just like we often crave, it could be extraterrestrial disclosure, for example. What about all of your experiences with extraterrestrials if they were shared publicly? If everyone suddenly knew about them. And I feel that this video is not to stop you sharing your truth, it's more to encourage you. And by encouraging us all to share more of our truths, it decreases our collective tolerance for hiding the truth, for lying, right? Because it shifts the energy of it, and we find it much easier. We become so much more used to this bird's got lots of, I think it must be nesting. We shift the energy and no longer feel in a position where we're hiding anything from each other. And so those that do hide the truth, their energy becomes much more obvious to us, right? Imagine that's standing out more in the collective. Hello, little birdie. Hello. Hi. Hi, I'm John. What's your name? What's on today? I have a couple of client sessions. I think I have like one at 10 a.m. and then one at 8 p.m. So there's quite a stretch of a day, but lots of time off in between. And I don't know about you guys, I definitely felt like just a big shift over the weekend in energy. It felt like, oh, look how these this breeze is like fluttering, there's trees fluttering. Hello. I felt like really quite drained. I was mostly yesterday, Sunday, it felt most intense. I know the Schumann resonance was very active. And it's funny, it feels like I couldn't figure out what the sensation was in my head, the physical sensation, and it felt like, in hindsight, it was like a migraine that never came to anything. So it wasn't like fully registering. Maybe it's like a number 1 or 2 out of 10 on a migraine, and they would be the most common things I used to get connected to the Schumann resonance. And if it just used to feel like my third eye, my pineal gland, was being cracked open like a walnut. It doesn't feel like that anymore, which is good. maybe all the grounding I was doing over the weekend really helped. So yeah, this week I also have a live stream today. Come on, Petchy. With the wonderful Vivienne, so looking forward to that. And I'll also be sending out my we can just go this way, Patch, it's probably quicker. I'll be sending out my newsletter. I'll be sharing the latest classes, the dates for different classes, and there's also the dates for the events. What am I saying, John? I don't know what I'm saying. Dates for the 5D Ascension classes, and also quantum practice sessions. So there's a couple of those coming up, and I'll just keep, I think I have a little calendar reminder to tell me to keep adding new dates. I also spent a little bit of time at the weekend just making some updates and fixing my online booking session reminders and the website, because in particular something seemed to change where I don't think it's anything I've done. I'll need to contact Wix, my website provider, today. But what used to happen is when you got an email reminder of a session, it was in your time zone, which was so much easier for everyone to understand. And then it changed, which is really strange. And now it's not showing. And so you get, if you see like GMT +1, which is the current time zone for British summertime, which I'm in, then you'll know that that's the UK time that you're being shown. So I will contact them and make that clearer. And for now, in the email reminders, I've just added some text to say, if that's what you see, just to know that's to explain why. Okay, Patch. Yeah, looking forward to getting started. Come on, Patch. My first session today is a recorded session. Had a really lovely session last night, and with my client, and that was an online one over Zoom. And what was come on, Patch. What was really magical is there was quite a lot to integrate. There was a lot of like quite simple concepts like coming together, and some very, beautiful, powerful beings, guides and others that were helping with these messages. So that was wonderful. Anyway, I'm going to head off just now. Hope you're all doing well. Have a beautiful week. Sending love.